Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are solving linear systems using substitution. So let's take a look at this problem number 2 from the worksheet today. Notice that y equals 3x plus 5, right? Well, if y equals 3x plus 5, can't I substitute 3x plus 5 in for the other y? And that's what we're doing here. This is called substitution method. So what we have here is negative 7x plus 5. The y is now 3x plus 5 equal to negative 7. So again, notice I took this 3x plus 5 and I literally put it in for y in the second equation. Okay, so now it's just a matter of algebra and solving the equation. So hopefully we agree we have distributive property here. So I have negative 7x plus 15x because I'm going to do 5 times 3x, and then I'm going to do 5 times 5 and get, of course, plus 25 equal to negative 7. And then the 15 and the minus 7x combine to be 8x plus 25 equal negative 7. I'm now going to minus 25 from both sides. So 8x equals negative 32. Dividing by 8, x is negative 4. X is negative 4. So now what? Well, we're going to take that negative 4 back up here, and I'm going to plug it right back inside the first original equation. You could use either one, but why not use the one that's easier, right? So what do we have now? We know y equals 3x, and x we now know is negative 4 plus 5. So doing the math, negative 12 plus 5 is simply negative 7. So my final solution is x negative 4, y negative 7, right? And the one thing I want to emphasize is, well, is that the right answer? Well, let's look at the graph. And if we look at the graph, notice that right there is where the two intersect, right? And if we look carefully and we look up this way, notice that's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And if we look across this way, notice that value right there is negative 7. So, long story short, is this point of intersection not negative 4 for x, negative 7 for y? And yes, it is. So notice where they intersect is exactly what we got right here for our answer. Okay, so pause the video and study what I did. Okay, one more problem, guys. Now notice this one's a little different only because there is no x or y equals. But notice that x right there. Can't I very simply minus 5y both sides? And I know that x I circled would equal negative 5y minus 18. Pause the video right now if you need to, but let's make sure we understand that 5 minus 5y, follow the red, would be 0. And of course this right here is my negative 5y minus 18. Alright, so now that we have x, can't we plug this back in for the other x? And of course, that's why we call it substitution. So let's see what we have now. Negative 4, x is now negative 5y minus 18, plus 7y equals 18. And of course, when I do distributive property there, I get 20y. I get plus 72 plus 7y equals 18. Let me keep it all the same color here. And just double checking real quick. I know right here is negative times negative, positive 20y. And from here to here, negative times negative would be positive 72. Okay, so I'm on the right track here. So notice that I do have a 20y and a plus 7y, which together makes 27y. Plus 72 equals 18. And now I'm just going to minus 72 both sides. So 27y is going to equal negative 54. And once I divide by 27, I now know that y, I'm up here top right corner, guys, equals negative 2. And now I'm going to plug that y in for the other y there. And now I know that x equals negative 5 times y minus 18. Let me put a little border right here. And therefore, I'll change the red. I know that that is negative times negative 10. Positive 10 minus 18. So I now know x is negative 8. X is negative 8. So that means my final answer is x negative 8, y negative 2. Again, let's check that answer. If we look at this graph, notice that right there, x equals negative 8. And if we look from the side this way here, we notice that y is negative 2. And did we not come up with x negative 8, y negative 2? X negative 8, y negative 2. So don't forget, guys, that what we're really doing is finding where two lines cross each other. Hence the name linear systems. And as you can see, both these problems were done correctly. And again, like all my videos, I hope you pause it, rewind it, watch it again until it really does sink in. It's very important, guys, that we get substitution method down before we move into what we're going to learn next week. So until then,